Welcome to the Brain Health Hookup. I'm Laurel Myers Hurst, your resident groovologist, and I believe that better mental health needs to be fun. Here we talk about mental wellness, we explore the physical, emotional, and relational needs we have as humans with the science and practices that help our mental health to flourish. Plus, we dive into my signature method, groove therapy, that engages folks in groove-based music making to lift mood and lower inflammation and pain. I'm so glad you're here. So let's hit it.
Well.
Well, truly a deep subject.
I am your resident groovologist, and I'm so excited because I'm just a few days away from having in my hot little hands my much awaited book, Groove Therapy. Groove Therapy is all about a head to toe transformation that I've been through as I've been practicing groove based music making. And the things I've learned about engaging in groove and relating to groove with other people is better communication and communication as the basis for better relationships from purpose, insight, communication, belonging, confidence, creativity, security. All of those things have been instructional to me, and I talk about how I've extracted those meanings and understandings from engaging in groove. I hope you will enjoy the book with me. There's beautiful artwork done by my longtime friend, Andy Schrader, who herself is a very inspirational life coach. Beautiful, whimsical, meaningful pen and watercolor art with some lovely sayings attributed to the book and just a wonderful treat for the eyes. You can look at the show notes for how to get a hold of a book of your very own and the audiobook that will be soon following. We're going to talk today about the very first content chapter in the book, the chapter about purpose, because I believe that purpose is the basis for a content existence. If we're not filled with purpose, why would we try to do all the other things in life? There's not much meaning to the rhythm of the day, the outflowing of the seasons, the years and decades of time, unless there's a purpose with which we can engage and which we can see brought to fulfillment. The root of purpose, the very foundation for purpose, is personhood. That means being a human being that has a sense of worth, of value, and of safety. There is absolutely nothing you need to do beside exist as human to deserve that status of worth and the confidence of safety. I feel that groove is such a great place to explore that meaning of purpose, worth, and safety because of the way a groove is constructed. So, a groove is a musical structure. It's kind of like a sonic building. It's built up of layers of rhythms, small rhythmic phrases called rolls that layer one on top of each other. They call and respond to one another. They interact, they overlap. Sometimes they speak together. Sometimes they speak very closely with one another. Sometimes they hold their own, but they are layered in a way that all of them taken together creates the groove pattern. How do I even begin to explain this and why it has anything to do with groove? I can explain it best through one of the first rhythm patterns I was challenged with my freshman year of music school, way back in the distance, 1986. Our professor encouraged us to try to, off the cuff, beat out a pattern of 3 with 4. So some people may say 3 against 4. I would say 3 with 4. Now, unless we were playing etudes and music that required us to learn that 3 against 4 pattern, it's not the most natural thing for someone to do at the drop of a hat, just to speak the 3 with 4 and it happens. But we can structure the 3 with 4 around some syllables, and it might go something like this. So if I tap with my left hand, fa owns bu, fa owns bu, and I just keep cycling through that. Fa owns bu, fa owns bu, fa owns bu. Now I can tap the 4 pattern. That was the 3 pattern I just said. If I tap the 4 pattern on my right shoulder, father, ik, father, ik, father, ik. You might think by now she is talking total nonsense, right? It has no meaning. But when we put one with the other, fa owns bu, father, ik, we get father owns a Buick, father owns a Buick, father owns a Buick. So in the meeting of the two, in their interlinking, some sense of understanding and sense is found. You might notice in this pattern, fa is present in both the 3 pattern and the 4 pattern. But some of these syllables stand completely on their own. Father owns a Buick. Father owns a Buick. Some are in very close proximity to one another, almost rubbing up against each other. They're not in conflict with one another. They're actually stabilizing each other by their nearness. We know where they fit because of where they are in relationship to each other, if that makes any sense. So by using grooves of this kind, and also more complex and more popular, more catchy ones, we can reinforce in our minds this idea that everything has a space. We can extrapolate that to the fact that every human has a space, right? Every human that has ever been born is made up of the same very few atoms, less than 100 different types of atoms, but infinite recombinations of those atoms. And in truth, because I believe in a creator, I believe those atoms have been in existence from the beginning of all the universe. And a benevolent creator truly knows where each of those atoms has been all that time until they are present in you now or in your great-great-grandparents more than a century ago. So this is how I think about purpose. It is the layering of things that otherwise may not seem to have meaning until they come into close communication with one another, and then their full meaning and potential is realized. Each one individually had worth, like each human being has worth. And that worth isn't usually fully tapped into, isn't fully explored, isn't fully plumbed until human beings come into communication, one with the other and in community. This I do know, that when a person or a role is standing alone, it's coming into close communion with another, or it's overlapping with another. Each person, just like each part of a role theme, is worthy and is worth being safe. Every person is worth being safe in the world. Very, very strong value for me. This is just one topic and a little tidbit of the explanation that I give in the second content chapter. And I'd love to have you join me as we explore chapter by chapter purpose, insight, communication, belonging, confidence, creativity, security. We're not just going to talk about the concepts, we're going to play those concepts with groove-based drumming and let that soak into our nervous system through other movement practices that we'll be learning in a group called the Brain Health Hookup Community. The Brain Health Hookup Community will start at the end of 2024. We'll go weekly and be a subscription service that you can soak into the goodness that Groove has to offer to improve mood, to reduce pain, and to truly restructure the parts of the brain that need to be integrated to feel your best, to have the well-regulated energy, well-regulated mood, and the kind of focus and concentration you've been desiring. I'm so excited to share this with you. Links for the book and the Brain Health Hookup Community can be found in the show notes. And thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Brain Health Hookup. I hope this episode radiates with the conviction that generating mental wellness needs to be fun and safe. We want you to find your power and understand your innate design to flourish in everything you do. And we hope that inspires you to come back and listen for more. I'd love for you to leave a review of this podcast as it helps the show grow to reach more people who need to make mental wellness fun. You can find the leave a review button as well as all the YouTube visuals, bonuses, and ways we can help to support you on our website, podcast.grooveforhealth.com. I appreciate you more than words can say. See you next time, and remember, together we have everything we need.